Imagine harnessing the power of a single book chapter to dramatically alter your perception of self, the world, and your divine connection. Today we plunge headfirst into such a chapter from The Journey Begins Within by SAVI. This isn't your average chapter, oh no. It's an immersive experience, a catalyst for transformation, a key to a door you've always wanted to open. This chapter has the potential to challenge your existing beliefs and inspire new ones. It's like a mirror that reflects not just your physical image, but the essence of your spirit, the depth of your soul. It's a tunnel leading to a new understanding, an exploration of the depth of your being, and an invitation to a profound relationship with the divine. The upcoming chapter is not just words on a page, it's a journey that begins within you. A journey that could lead to the unearthing of your true self. A journey that could change how you perceive the world around you and your place within it. But remember, this is just the beginning. The full journey awaits in the entirety of the book. If you find yourself moved, stirred by the upcoming chapter, we extend an invitation to continue this exploration, to dive deeper into the hidden depths within you. If the content moves you, we invite you to embark on your journey by purchasing a copy of the book at Amazon, Kindle, or iBook today. It's more than a purchase, it's a step towards self-discovery, self-realization, and self-transformation. Stay tuned to hear the complete chapter next as a free book preview. Dive deeper into your exploration and uncover the hidden depths within. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring. The journey begins within. Enjoy.
Facing off with the demonic, choosing between light and darkness, a crucial turning point in life. Here we go. Buckle up, because until now, I have been beating around the bush. In this section, I will share something that will undoubtedly have you gasping for air by the end of the chapter. We are going full supernatural on this one. This was the first time out of 3 I experienced the presence of our Holy Father and His power. By the end of this section, there will be no doubt in your mind that there is more to what Christianity and Catholicism teach us about our relationship with this entity, if we can call it that. However, there isn't a word encompassing the totality of the reality we call the divine. This reality is personal and up close, requiring no intermediation. It was just a typical Saturday night in my early 30s. I was invited by one of my closest friends, with whom I had gone to school in California, and who later moved to Miami Beach to visit the apartment of someone we knew. This was a beautiful place overlooking Biscayne Bay. The night was warm, and the stars were shining. We arrived and commenced mingling. I have never been much of an alcohol drinker, as it is not something that resonates with me, but I sporadically enjoy a glass of good red wine on social occasions. So it is rare for me to drink at all, but at this event, as I went to get a glass of red wine, a lady approached me out of the blue and started interacting with me. I don't quite remember how we hit it off, but our conversation quickly turned from small talk to her wanting to know more about Christianity, particularly the life of Jesus Christ. Looking back, I didn't see any red flags. It might seem odd that someone would ask about such a topic at a Saturday night party out of the blue. However, since she mentioned she was Jewish and was considering getting baptized, she asked if I could provide some information. There was nobody else at the party that I cared to speak to, so I chuckled and told her exactly, "Listen, it's funny you should ask. I was brought up Catholic and went to Catholic school all my life, but frankly, I'm done with religion and God. He has abandoned me lately, and I am going through an agnostic phase. Let's go out there to the balcony, and I will share what I've been taught. Why not?" The conversation continued for hours. By around 12:30 at night, most people had left, and the host politely asked if we would also go. Now, here comes the beginning of the saga. This lady had expressed over the past few hours that she was suffering from severe depression and was experiencing suicidal thoughts. Having been in similar situations myself, I couldn't in good conscience let her go without doing my very best to alleviate her pain and hopefully provide enough emotional support to give her a new perspective on her predicament. So, I suggested we walk back to my place, which was a short midnight stroll away, where we could sit on the outdoor hammock by the water's edge, overlooking the night sky, and continue discussing the Virgin Mary, Jesus Christ, and the Catholic Church that she was so inclined to learn about. She accepted my invitation, and we continued our conversations during our walk and at the water's edge near my building until 3 in the morning. By then, I was exhausted, and I stated, "I am Jesus et out," and suggested we call it a night and that she should head home. To my surprise, she didn't want to end it there. She expressed a desire to wash my feet, which left me utterly perplexed, as this had never been offered to me before. I hesitated, unsure of what exactly to say. My masculine instincts took over, and I had to politely decline her offer, as I was not physically attracted to her. She quickly asserted that she wasn't trying to make a move on me, but that in her religion, it was traditional to wash someone's feet as a show of respect. I later learned that the symbolism of washing someone's feet in Judaism is multifaceted, reflecting a blend of hospitality, humility, respect, and religious ritual. This practice, deeply rooted in ancient customs, carries significant historical and spiritual meanings, of which I was unaware. For the priests in the Israelite community, washing their hands and feet before entering the tabernacle or approaching the altar of burnt offerings was a mandated ritual, symbolizing the need for purification before performing priestly functions or approaching the divine. This ritual underscored the importance of cleanliness and preparation in religious observances, drawing a parallel between physical cleanliness and spiritual purity. In the context of what was about to occur, it made all the sense in the world. Also, a free person willingly washed the feet of others. It was seen as a profound expression of friendship and humility. This foot-washing aspect underscores the values of servitude and humility, elevating the act to a gesture of deep respect and care for others. With all her insistence, I conceded, and we went upstairs to my home. I prepared a bucket with water and a towel. We had only had one glass of wine each, and just to be clear, I had never done any psychoactive drugs till that day. So, we were not under the influence of any substance. I sat by the edge of my bed, dimmed the overhead lights, and lay back as she kneeled before me and washed my feet. Whether you believe a single word of what I am about to share transpired next, I beg for your humbleness at heart to keep an open mind and treat the event with the solemnity it deserves. Opening these facts with the world is challenging. Still, as part of my journey in integrity, I feel compelled that it would be incredibly selfish of me to die without sharing everything in this book before the end of my lifetime, as it may help others renew their faith and seek the unknown. Well, here it is then. As she was washing my feet, she looked up at me, and what I can only describe as a transfiguration of her face occurred. A dark, swirling entity, or demon, appeared. This thing started talking to me in what sounded like an ancient language, which I couldn't even replicate today if you asked me to. Incredibly enough, I could understand every single word as this entity spoke. There I was, sitting on my bed at 3 a.m, with a demon holding me by my 2 feet, speaking in a language I didn't know I even knew, and I understood his every word. Let's pause, breathe, hold that thought. Okay, let's move on. This entity provided me with a recapitulation of the disaster my life had been till that day, and all the pain and suffering I had been encountering till that day, which is irrelevant to your knowledge and the message behind this passage. But let's just say that if Satan sends one of his team to pick you up and offer you every single one of your life's desired unachieved goals, it is a highly tempting proposition. Once the demon had stopped speaking to me, I was petrified. I was trembling in fear, and I was of the mind that I would shortly meet my demise, thinking that whatever was in front of me had the upper hand, and like we say, I was toasted. All I could muster was the strength to die with dignity and honor. I remember as if it would be happening right now. I screamed from the bottom of my soul, no. At that very instant, the fireworks began in the room, what I could describe as being plugged into a high-voltage line or the equivalent of being hit by lightning. My whole body began to vibrate at an extremely high frequency. I felt the presence of an energy I can't even put into words. I remember seeing my hands shaking and feeling as if my chest was about to burst open. And it happened. I did not understand it then, as I was petrified in fear, but later realized what it was. Our Holy Father answered through me back to the demon in that ancient language, with just but a few words that went something like this: "Leave my son alone, or I will come down and destroy you." This entity came out of the woman's body, crawled through the wall and ceiling of my room, and exited via the window. What looked like a long black tether from the back of the humanoid form connected to the woman's heart. Once this was severed, the lady fell to the ground and started shaking, screaming, "I don't want to die," repeatedly. I swiftly jumped from the bed, crouched, and held her in my arms. She was paranoid. It was like a spell was broken, and she was waking up from a nightmare. You could see in her eyes the sheer terror. I did my very best to hug her in a firm embrace as she cried inconsolably. I told her, "I got you. You are not dying." Meanwhile, I was still in shock and kept an eye on the window, praying that whatever that thing was, it wasn't coming back. While still in my embrace, the lady looked at me and calmed down. She then asked if I would baptize her. Being Catholic, I remembered that in cases of extreme need, I had the right and power to do so. So I asked her how she wanted to be known and proceeded to baptize her. By then, it was well into the early hours of the day, and we remained still until we both regained our composure and agreed that we would not share with anyone what had happened that day. I have kept my promise until this very moment. Still, I have taken the liberty of sharing this with only a few brothers and sisters in the past that I knew it would be instrumental in their journeys. And now with the world, as a radical shift is needed in humanity to finally claim their divine sovereign rights over the darkness ruling this world. If there's anything to take away from this passage, it's not how courageous or extraordinary I was. What is within me is within everyone who has ever walked this earth and ever will. Again, I am nothing special, and I choose to be a vessel for the Spirit to be of service. That is my only claim to fame, being courageous enough to go against societal norms. But the lessons are that we are all sons and daughters of the light, and that our Heavenly Father loves every single one of us. He will move heaven and earth to protect us spiritually when we desperately need it. So, do not buy into the scriptures stating that only Jesus Christ is divinely cared for, or any other religion steering you away from the core of what truly resides within your deepest core. You are a walking, breathing tabernacle. Our Heavenly Father is as much within you as in heaven. We are all exceptional and must only claim our divine rights to walk in His light. Remember this the next time you feel unworthy or beaten down by life. Everything is an illusion, and only you can free yourself from bondage. Wake up. If the content moves you, we invite you to embark on your journey by purchasing a copy of the book at Amazon, Kindle, or iBook today. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring. The journey begins within. Click like and subscribe for additional details. See the video description.